Welcome back to Lightcraft Academy. I can never get used to the fact that now, as if you watched yesterday's video, the May 1st video, I have flown 3,000 miles. I'm on Cape Cod off the coast of Massachusetts in a little cottage. The fact that I can put a piece of green screen in my carry-on luggage with a couple of small tripods and some lights and a very small tripod for an iPhone and be doing virtual production, in minutes, setting up in Wales or San Diego, where I live most of the time, here on the Cape. It's just so cool that we can do that with the Jetset app. I want to talk to you more about the Blockade lab, the Skybox innovation they've introduced, Model 3, which is quite realistic. The renders that you can do right now are quite realistic. I just did this a moment ago. I'm going to walk you through this in a second. How I took what my prompt was, and then how I did some customization. I've added a Cape Cod shark and then a Cape Cod map. I did some other customizations around the room, but we're only going to show you this one piece. The one difficulty that I have with doing this alone without a camera person is you're not seeing the camera movement, the parallax that happens. I can simulate it, I can lean over, and I can track me within Final Cut. But what you're not seeing is the actual, a camera person behind the camera, the iPhone, and moving, and you see that even although this is a 2D 360 image, you get that sense of parallax that absolutely sells the shot. So a couple themes today. One is, let's take a look at Skybox, Blockade Labs. Number two, I wanted to remind you that we have a growing library of 2D, 360, and now Skybox version Model 3 360 available for free. It's on our Flickr account to download in the full resolution, and these are in 8K coming into the phone anyway. Just please send me a quick email to broadcastdoug@gmail.com. Tell me how you're using Lightcraft Jetset, and I will send you an unlock code so that you can actually download these images in full res. And I'm going to be spending the next couple of weeks really building up the Skybox 360 images because I'm just really excited. So I'm going to step away from the phone now, away from the green screen, but let's keep going. I started with a simple prompt that said something like Garage Workshop and let Skybox enhance the prompt, and I settled on the version that you see here. However, you can re-render the prompt by adding or taking away some of the descriptive wording. When I remove the Pixar style prompt, the image becomes less Pixar animation style. And then when I add a prompt for desk or workbench, the AI did a nice job of rendering that. In Photoshop, I did some customization of my Garage Workshop by adding a map of Cape Cod and adding a sticker. I also like to experiment with focus before bringing the backdrop into Jetset. I usually go into Photoshop to create two additional versions of the original image. Here, I've added a blur effect on the whole image, and then using the new depth map feature, I dial in some depth of field. This is the version that I use for today's video. I may have dialed in a little too much depth of field, but this is really part of the fun challenge that's particularly valuable for students as they learn about the art and science of virtual production. For free access to the library, please send an email to broadcastdoug@gmail.com and tell us how you're using Jetset. I will send back an unlock code for access to the images in full 4K, 6K, and even 8K resolution. Back live now in this pretty cool looking Garage Workshop. As I mentioned a moment ago, I've added some depth of field. This is to taste. I might have overdone the amount of blur in the background, but I think that's part of the fun and the challenge of virtual production, particularly the set design aspect. If you're a teacher, having students experiment with various levels of depth of field and what looks good and what doesn't look good perhaps, that to me is part of the learning process that makes virtual production such a fun challenge. That's it for now. As always, thanks for watching.